Yo, YouTube, what is good, brother, and what's good? We are back with another video. Welcome to another edition of the JRPG Roundup Show. Here on the channel, bringing you all the latest and greatest in all JRPG news. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it, man. So guys, we got some huge rumor news to start off the show with. Big shout out to My Nintendo News for the article. So there's a rumor going around that there's going to be a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that could be announced on Pokemon Day 2023. So, the Pokemon Company announced yesterday that in the lead up to Pokemon Day 2023, they will be collecting an assortment of fan photos and videos depicting memories of the beloved franchise, which will be published on the newly launched Pokemon Together website. Interestingly, those who have delved into the site's source code have noticed that Spike-Chunsoft is mentioned. Spike-Chunsoft is the development team behind the long-running Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series of games, which first made their debut in 2005 in Japan, then worldwide in 2006. All eyes will be glued to see what is actually announced by the Pokemon Company on Pokemon Day, which is on Monday the 27th of February. So, big shout out to Bri, who is the administrator of Pokebib fan and news website. We'll be leaving the Twitter page and website on screen so you guys can check that out as well. So, Bri was essentially the one who dove into the Pokemon Together website and found from the site's source code information that Spike-Chunsoft is mentioned. So, I will be leaving a screenshot on screen for you guys to check out as well. So, Bri did actually say on Twitter as well, this tweet is translated as well from French. He says, well, the announcement of a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon during Pokemon Day seems rather guaranteed, with of course the screenshot of the source code information, which has now been updated to 2023. So usually in most cases I'm going to use Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because that is the most latest Pokemon game. Usually would say 1993 to 2022, but of course this has now been updated from 1993 to 2023 with the Spike-Chunsoft tag at the end of the source code, which means that it's very likely that we could possibly see a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. So guys, for me personally, I'm actually really hopeful that the rumors of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game hopefully being announced in 2023 is true. This series holds a special place in my heart, man. I really enjoyed these games growing up. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team was actually my first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that I did play, man, and that was of course the first one that did come out. It was Blue Rescue Team and Red Rescue Team, I remember correctly. Red Rescue Team was on the GBA and Blue Rescue Team was on the Nintendo DS, so I'd have fond memories of playing this game with my younger cousins as well, man. The game was super unique, man. The one thing that I loved about this game the most as well was of course that you got to play as the Pokemon themselves, but the one thing I enjoyed the most was the quiz. There was a quiz at the start of the game that you would do, and basically that would assign you to a Pokemon basically. So it kind of made you feel kind of special when you was younger as well playing those games, man. It actually made you feel like, okay, cool, this is basically the Pokemon of choice, of my Pokemon. I'm not choosing this Pokemon, but the game is choosing it for me based off of my answers. So this is the kind of Pokemon that kind of resonates with me. So I actually really enjoyed that, man. Story as well is a really good coming of age story, man. Beautiful character development as well. I actually really enjoyed that game so much. A series that I'm really hopeful that does come back in 2023, man. Really hopeful that these rumors do actually come to fruition. They are actually true as well. If you guys are not too familiar with the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, they are essentially dungeon crawlers basically. So they're dungeon crawlers, basically roguelikes in a sense. They are really fun games. Of course you get to be in a party of 2, I believe it is. I believe it's 2, but you can add more Pokemon towards it as well. I cannot remember for the life of me. It's been so long since I played the Mystery Dungeon game. I know there was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, which actually did come onto Nintendo Switch. I've actually not played that game. I actually would like to dive into that game as well. I do believe that game is essentially a remaster or a remake basically of the original Pokemon Blue Rescue Team and Red Rescue Team. So that's definitely something I would look to actually play as well to get me hyped up for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, since it's been so long since I last played the game. So I'm actually really hopeful that these rumors do come to fruition. So that is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon that is hopefully getting a new game or a new game announcement that could be coming on Pokemon Day 2023. So definitely stay up to date with those rumors. So let's move on to the next piece of news. So, a combat demo for Like a Dragon Ishin is now available for PlayStation 5 via PlayStation Store, Xbox Series via Microsoft Store, and PC via Steam worldwide. Publisher Sega and developer Riga Gotoku Studio have announced. Save data from the demo cannot be carried over to the full game. So, here is a brief overview of the demo via its store. We hope you enjoyed this small taste of intense and over-the-top action featuring Like a Dragon Ishin. What if the famed hero of Japan's restoration, Sakamoto Ryoma, had joined the era's most infamous league of swordsmen, the Shinsengumi? Experience the answer for yourself in this historical epic. Featuring beautiful visuals brought to life via Unreal Engine, original performances from all stars of the series, an enhanced battle system, and brand new narrative content, Like a Dragon Ishin is a restoration worthy of its setting. So guys, as I mentioned in a previous video of my top 6 JRPGs you could play in the month of February, this was one of my most anticipated games for the year and one of my most anticipated games for the month month of February as well, man. This game has been pre-ordered. I cannot wait to play this game on Tuesday. Currently I do have the demo downloaded at the moment, but I've not dived into it yet, so probably once I finish recording this video and got this video out, I will be checking it out as well later on today. The one thing that caught my eye immediately with this game was the combat. The combat looks super fluid as well, and of course there is a screenshot as well, which I will be showing on screen for you guys as well. Obviously I will be able to check it out when I do play the demo as well, but it looks like there kind of might be a turn-based combat element inside of this game as well. It might be switching between action-based combat and turn-based combat, so I will be leaving a screenshot on screen so you guys know what I'm talking about as well. But it does look really dope, man. The combat on this game looks super fluid. Cannot wait to check this game out later on today. So that is Like a Dragon Ishin, which does have a combat demo which is available now for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC via Steam worldwide, so definitely check that out. So let's move on to the next piece of news. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has been updated to version 1.3, so this means that wave 3 of the expansion pass is now available to play. So you may recall that back in last week's Nintendo Direct, Nintendo had announced that wave 3 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass will be arriving on February 15th. As always, the release of a new wave DLC also means that Nintendo is going to release an update for the base game. So Nintendo has updated Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to version 1.3. Other than adjustments for the release of the new DLC wave, the update has a bunch of bug fixes. So here's a list of the bug fixes that have been made to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 version 1.3. Fixed an issue where some enemy models were placed where the name and enemy did not match. Issues where some Testuros were called Armadillo and some Armadillos were called Velites respectively. Fixed an issue where leveling from class 9 to 10 when clearing the final battle would not unlock appearances that should be unlocked. In the event that this has already occurred, downloading the update will fix the issue unlocking the appearance. Fixed an issue where completing Road, Flaren and Zuza Collectopedia entries would cause them to display the initial reward. Fixed an issue in challenge battles where lowering the effects volume in audio settings would still cause battle sounds and footsteps to sound comparatively loud. Fixed an issue where sliding down a rope using a specific timing would cause party members to continuously be KO'd and resurrected. Fixed an issue where pressing buttons using a specific timing during a loading screen would cause the battle menu to appear after launching the game. Fixed an issue where successfully completing Mio's chain order would not cause attacker and healer hate to decrease, and finally, fixed additional issues to improve the gameplay experience. So guys, I've already currently dived into the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Wave 3 DLC. This is going to be a nice filler until we get Wave 4. So hyped for Wave 4, man. Cannot wait until we get an official release date for that as well. Also, just a quick note on the Wave 3 DLC. Just like Wave 2, you would have need to have played up to a certain point for you guys to unlock the Wave 3 DLC or for it to be playable, for the quest to be available. So I believe in Wave 2 it was up to Chapter 3, and in Wave 3 you would have need to have played up to Chapter 5. I know this myself because I did stop at Chapter 3 after I did play Wave 2 DLC. I was replaying the game on New Game Plus, so you guys need to go up to Chapter 5 in order to play the Wave 3 DLC or unlock the quest for it. So just keep that in mind. So that'll do it for this edition of the JRPG Roundup Show here on the channel, guys. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, sub, share if you're new, hit that notification bell so you get notified for my videos first. I hope I can be you guys' #1 source for all JRPG news. So from me too, this has been your bruv, the big bruv, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.